Dark Shadows was a gothic soap opera created by Dan Curtis that ran from 1966 to 1971. We're introduced to Victoria Winters, a young woman who takes a job as a governess for the Collins family, and it's through her that we are introduced to the family and all their drama, which incorporates some supernatural elements. The show became increasingly popular when they introduced the vampire character of Barnabas Collins. That's who most people remember, and that is the primary focus of Tim Burton's Dark Shadows. In the 18th century, Barnabas Collins comes from the illustrious Collins family and fools around with a servant girl, Angelique, who is actually a witch. After getting dumped by Barnabas, she gets her revenge by killing his parents, his fiancée, Josette, and turning him into a vampire. After 200 years of being imprisoned in a coffin, Barnabas is released and finds himself in the 70s and reunites with what's left of his descendants. The beginning of the movie is similar to the beginning of the series. We meet Victoria and the Collins family, who all have unique personalities and are all played by great actors who give great performances. But unfortunately, the movie doesn't have a lot for them to do. In the series, there is tension between Elizabeth, the matriarch of the family, and her daughter, Caroline, regarding the disappearance of Caroline's father, who she suspects that Elizabeth killed. In the movie, there is an animosity between them, but it's only hinted at, and it's never fully addressed what happened to the father. In the show, there's a character called Maggie Evans, who is a girl who resembles Barnabas' lost long love, Josette. In the movie, Victoria and Maggie are combined into one character, which is a neat idea and gives Victoria a fascinating backstory and makes her Barnabas' fixation. These are all great ideas, but they're not fully fleshed out. A lot of character arcs either go unresolved or have an underwhelming conclusion, something that's a little too common in Tim Burton movies. This movie was written by Seth Grahame-Smith, who is most known for his novels Pride and Prejudice and Zombies and Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, but this is his first screenplay, along with an adaptation of his book Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, which Tim Burton also produced. I don't know which one came first, but he was working on both scripts at the same time. And I'm sure it's a big leap going from writing a novel by yourself to writing a screenplay for a big budget feature that has to serve many masters. It's clear that the movie wants to be about Barnabas Collins, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, because Johnny Depp gives a great performance. He embodies the character so well in how eloquent he speaks and how he moves, how he uses his hands. His performance is very reminiscent of Max Schreck's Count Orlok from Nosferatu. When he meets up with Angelique in present day, they resume their cat and mouse games, and Eva Green's performance as Angelique is great. She's so seductive while also being so cold and nasty, and they have great chemistry together. They really do steal the show. Another thing I love about the movie is the look. Tim Burton knows how to make his movies look good, and this is no different. I love the whole style of both the Gothic and the 70s. I love the look of it, I love the clothes, I love the color, I love the music, both the Danny Elfman score and the song choices like Superfly, The Carpenters, Black Sabbath. Alice Cooper's in the movie. It just turns into an Alice Cooper concert for a while. Both the Gothic and the 70s complement each other so well. It's really gorgeous to look at. There's a scene with Christopher Lee where he plays a sea captain who meets Barnabas Collins, and it's a nice little touch seeing as how Lee played Dracula in a lot of the Hammer movies. And this was also his last appearance in a Tim Burton movie before his death in 2015. There's also a cameo by Jonathan Frid, the original Barnabas Collins. Frid sadly passed away a month before the movie was released. Tim Burton and Johnny Depp are big fans of this series, and you can tell. You can tell that everybody's having fun making this, and it does start to rub off on you. I genuinely love this movie. Even with all its flaws, it has a lot of stuff in it that I like. It's not a super faithful adaptation per se, it's more of a campy version with a dark sense of humor. If you are curious about watching this movie, don't go in expecting a big epic storyline. Maybe expect little vignettes, because that's the best way to enjoy this movie. Just enjoy the moments that it gives you.